Hey there, how you doing? Charlie Winters here with selections for Saturday, the 18th of March. But first, a quick recap on Friday's performance. Well, disappointing day. It was a non-event, really. We had only £6.8 to return, and we were just a little, I won't say unlucky, but unfortunate with Royal Pagaille. We had the fall at the last, which would have meant it came fifth, but unfortunately it was passed by the Grand National winner, Noble Yeats. Well, that could be definitely worth keeping an ain't on for the Grand National itself, because it ran a very good race. It was never really involved, but it was flying at the finish, was Noble Yeats, so could definitely be interesting when it returns to Aintree. So let's get on to Saturday's selections. And what I've gone for, I've left all the prices, and I've gone for some outsiders. So some of these are very big outsiders. I'm not expecting these to win. I would like to see them at minimum sneak a place. These are the kinds of where they are far too big a price to actually ignore. So there's one main bet. Well, there's five selections, and all I'm doing, I'm having them in each way Canadian, and then doubles and trebles. But I'll explain that in a second. So let's get into it. So the first bet is a 20 pence each way Canadian. The first selection is Uhtred in 2 at Kempton, paying 5 places instead of 3. The second selection is Dolphin Square in the 2.25 at Uttoxeter, paying 5 places instead of 3. Please bear in mind these are all with Sky Bet for the extra place races. If you can get the same as or better terms, well, try another bookmaker, but normally Sky Bet is the best. The third selection is Beakstown in the 2.40 at Kempton, paying 5 places instead of 3. The fourth selection is Max Dynamo in the 3 o'clock at Uttoxeter. That's the Midlands Grand National, paying 6 places instead of 4. That horse is quite a bit out of the handicap. However, it's running, it's in fantastic form at the moment. So if one or two of the leaders drop it, I'm expecting a really fast pace, and I think it could be quite a way behind and making relentless progress in the second half of the race. So that's definitely one to keep an eye on. And finally, Black Lion in the 3.25 at Newcastle, paying 4 places instead of 3. So as I said, the bet is a 20 pence each way Canadian. I've had £1 each way single on every single horse mentioned. I've also included them in 25 pence each way trebles, 30 pence each way fivefold, and 40 pence each way doubles. With the football bet included, the total stake for the day is £45. And I'm going to get to the football bet very shortly. So there you are. So the football bet is a £6 over 2.5 goals treble. What I tend to call this is goals, goals, goals. So it's a £6 treble, over 2.5 goals in the Middlesbrough match, over 2.5 goals in the Ipswich match, and over 2.5 goals in the Mansfield match. Stockport County versus Mansfield, that is, sorry. And then the second bet is the same matches, but as you can see, it's a £2.75 treble over 3.5 goals. And as I said, it's the same matches. Stockport versus Mansfield, Middlesbrough versus Preston, and Ipswich versus Shrewsbury. And finally, a £1.25 treble over 4.5 goals treble. Same teams, or same matches again. Ipswich versus Shrewsbury, Middlesbrough versus Preston, and Stockport County versus Mansfield. And that's over 4.5 goals. Even though I'm showing you over 3.5 goals now, it's over 4.5 goals as well, a separate treble. So as I said, it's a total stake of around £45. If you can't afford that, I do recommend trying to place all the bets, but lower your stakes if you can't afford that kind of thing. So obviously, if you want to put £22.50 on, put half the stake on everything that I've just spoken about. So go back through the video and gradually watch it again. It may be a bit time consuming, but it definitely gives you an interest for the day on Saturday. So those are all the selections for Saturday. There may be a video Saturday night ready for Sunday, or maybe we may just have a day off on Sunday. So I'll take a look a little bit later on, and if there's not a video out by 8 o'clock Saturday evening, then there won't be one for Sunday. So the very best of the very best of luck. Charlie Winters, over and out. Cheers, mate.